We have a very exciting agenda, which I'll mention in a minute, but I have one reminder before we get started. And that is to make sure everyone is aware that LTNC is providing a holiday gift for all of our staff. We have to take action to get this gift, and so it's a $25 credit in the LTNC brand store to get either a Touro logoed item or an LTNC logoed item. That's open through the end of this month. You have to go in. It requires you to enter your employee number from your badge. There's also a coupon code for shipping, which is all explained, and that will get your go down to zero. But I would encourage all of you. I have a long sleeve T-shirt coming, I think. But I would have you not forget to go in and do that. Information I'm doing that is in you. You know, wait till the 16 news to get that information. But I want to share that. We have a very exciting agenda. I will mention that we will end the town hall today with a nice game. That requires all of you to get your singing voices ready. So I would encourage you to start clearing your throats, get all your popcorn down, and be prepared. So we're going to spend some time going over our recent engagement survey results. We're going to talk about some highlights from this really fun year. Does anyone remember the theme of this year? Your connection, right? So we're gonna see some highlights related to that. Come on up, have a seat. I don't bite until later in the program. We will go over our annual plan for this year. So some initiatives that we are looking towards in 2025. I will announce our 2025 theme. So we are finishing up your connection. We will have a theme for next year. You guys can be then asking me questions. We will get prizes for our happy sweater attendees. I'm not eligible. And then again, we have a fun game at the end that will require Sharon Giles to do some singing for us today. Yeah. So first off, we have a brand new chief nursing officer, Miss Juana Batiste Brown, who I saw. So I wanted to welcome her, introduce her to all of you who have yet to meet her. So I've only gotten lost about 12 times from what I understand. So comes to us from California, where she has been a chief nursing officer at UCLA Health. Has been in California for the last 11 years, I believe. But she is Kenner, born and raised. Started her nursing career at Oxford. I will not hold that against her. I know it's very excited to be back in New Orleans. The majority of our family here in New Orleans. She's looking for a house right now, very diligently. And then just a reminder, we're doing a welcome breakfast for Juana this Friday morning early from 6:30 to 8:30. So if you are available, I'll encourage you to attend and to meet her. Again, welcome to Juana. So, just a few months ago, everyone got sent our annual culture engagement survey. I wanted to review some of the results from that survey. This is really important. We use it every year to really gauge areas that you're doing well, areas that we need to improve. And while we're going to go over the results of the survey itself, a reminder that for us, the most important part of that survey are the comments that we see from staff as they're completing that survey. We get a lot of good comments, a lot of good and bad comments, and a lot of comments asking for improvement in certain areas. So we'll review some of that as well. As you see, we had over 1,100 staff members complete the survey. 76% of all of you. Our target is always about 75 to 80% participation, so we were pretty happy with that response rate. It gives us a good breadth of how our staff is feeling. So we were happy with that. When we look at the scores themselves, we focus on 4 questions in the survey. Two of them are related to how you guys feel for Touro and its subsidiaries with a place to practice or work. And then the other question is how you feel about these areas as a place for care, for both personally and as whether or not you would recommend. So you'll see the breakdown here is the 4 different questions and the results and the responses to the questions. So transparently, we did have a slight decrease in our scores from 2023 to 2024. A little more so with PCI than we saw both at Touro and at Waldenburg Village. But even aggregately, those scores did decrease slightly. However, we still did very well. So the bright green lines are aggregate scores for 2024 of the questions about rating for the place to work, whether you recommend it as a place to work, rating it as a place to care, or would you recommend it as a place for care. You can see those scores all were above 50%, ranging from 50.5% up to 59.3%. These scores are net promoter scores, which means that only scores of 9s or 10s counted. So that means that somewhere between 50.5 and 59.3% of our staff rated this as a 9 or a 10. Anything rated under a 9 is considered a 0 on this survey. So again, very good scores. The dark green boxes, which are right above that, are LCMC's average scores. Those are scores across all of our hospitals. So you can see that Touro did perform really positively compared to LCMC as a whole, where most of the scores on average across our system were in the 40s. And then I'll call it the peach line. That line of scores are an average from NRC Health. NRC is the company that administers the survey. It's a separate, an outside company, so the survey can be anonymous. This is an aggregate of the scores across the nation for all the hospitals that administer surveys to. That's a couple of thousand hospitals. And so you'll see that nationally, the scores on this survey were much lower than ours, and even much lower than LCMC. That includes the fact people working in healthcare rated their work experience in the 30s. So we're doing significantly better than that. And then place for care, they were rating in the lower 40s. So what I would say is overall, I'm pretty happy with these scores. We never like to see anything go down, but the fact that we were able to maintain at a level that I think is performing highly compared to our systems compared to the nation speaks to the work that we do and the work that we continue to do. The way I look at the scores going down is that we can't rest on our laurels. I know I love working at Touro. We want to make sure that continues to be the case. That requires continuous work on our part. One of the things we do with this survey, as we've done with previous ones, is we look at comments. We've had about well over 300 comments on the survey that we've been able to compile and put in compartments to develop action plans around those comments. Digging a little deeper into the scores themselves, one positive out of the survey is that there are several questions that ask you how you feel about your current work environment and your work position. Are you looking to move to another organization? It could be even outside of healthcare. And you will see that over 80% of our staff said that they either agree, or strongly agree that they don't look to move out of their work position. Meaning that they are satisfied with our position. Nothing's perfect, so I don't think anyone that answers these questions would say that their work environment and what they're doing is perfect. But it's very positive in my mind to see that over 80% of them feel satisfied with their opportunity. One thing we do ask and picked out is if you were thinking about moving, what are the things that would make you want to move? And you'll see the top response there, which is talk a little bit about that. Second response was career growth and development opportunities to grow and develop. We'll talk a little about that later as well. And then last one, which is something that's relatively new, is this preferred schedule and flexibility, something that we're seeing coming out of COVID. People wanting to have a little more flexibility in their work schedule. And work time. These are all things that we're looking at ways that we can improve. One thing that's not on this slide that I'll mention that was intriguing to me and I think important coming out of the survey is that we had a significant percentage of both our staff and our medical staff report symptoms of burnout. And that's something that was definitely up over the past couple of years. That may not be a big surprise to many of you. It's not necessarily a surprise to me, but it does identify that I think we think about from a leadership standpoint at our hospital. The data was actually about 25% of our staff reporting symptoms of burnout. So that's a pretty high percentage, something that we be mindful of and make sure we can see those numbers deteriorate. And a lot of that can be related to things we do here about the work environment and work. Thinking about the comments, one thing that I wanted to summarize and put on the slide as related to comments both from last year's survey and has some importance to comments we saw in this year's survey. So when we pulled out comments from last year, there were two big themes from last year's survey, that's 2023 survey. The first one and the biggest theme from that survey was about workplace safety and workplace violence. We had over 100 comments in 2023 related to safety. Over 25% of the comments that we saw then. So we did a lot this year, or we attempted to do a lot this year to address those concerns. And some of the things on this slide summarize some of the things that we did. One of the big things we did was we re-engaged and re-employed our workplace violence committee. This is a committee made up of many team members from our hospital who give recommendations based on what they see, what they hear, and data that we provide to them. They give recommendations about programs and areas that the leadership team authority focus on. So that committee has done a lot of work this year. Some of the things you see on the slide are really a result of the work that's done by that committee. We've done a lot of work on the campus and created lighting, security, and safety cameras throughout the campus to improve visibility and help to make the environment itself a lot safer. And then for those of you both in the ER and or in we rolled out online duress devices. That's a button on your badge that if you feel in distress or duress, you can press that button and it will alert security to the patient to respond to your duress call. That program's been super popular. We've gotten great feedback, and I'm excited to announce that we're going to be expanding that program in 2025 in other areas of our hospital. Those include all areas that are involved in patient care, and then many areas that involve off-shift or off-cycle work, so after hours or weekend work, where there's not as many people on campus. What that's going to do as we expand that program, it expands the reach of the devices. So the more of them we deploy, the more areas of our hospital are covered by the GPS devices that they link to. And once we get this deployed in 2025, it will also include the parking garages where you're in distress in our parking garage and you press your badge, security can respond to you there. We're really excited about that. Next town hall in the first quarter, I'll have a lot more information on the expansion of that program. And then moving to the bottom of the slide. So as you saw, one of the top concerns on this year's survey, it's top concerns on most year's survey is related to pay and benefits. A reminder that about halfway through the survey this year, we announced significant changes to our benefits program for 2025. We weren't able to get that announcement soon enough, so we did capture a lot of comments on the survey that were made before the announcement about the changes were made. So a reminder that there are significant changes to benefits that are coming in 2025, including new maternity leave, which is something that is sorely needed. Changes to PTO, the separation of the holiday PTO from the PTO accrual, which is a very popular move that has been a big complaint from each other after we work. additional PTO days as a result of that. And then also adding a personal wellness day. Wellness is a big deal to me. Probably talk about this at every single town hall next year, making sure everyone takes their wellness day at some point next year. And then we just got out of the PTO sellback period, so we had a very successful response for the first time that sellback of PTO was not penalized. So the first 2 weeks of December was that period. We had good response rates at Touro and across LCMC. There's going to be almost $3 million being paid back to employees that have sold back their PTO in that 2 week period. They're going to get that in their first paycheck of January with no penalty. So maybe some of you aren't able to take advantage of it this year, but I would put it on the radar for next year. I think that's a really great program. All right, so 2024, as you guys said earlier, was our year of connection. We had a very successful year, but I want to highlight first and foremost the fact that we do a lot of good work here that actually does go recognized, but doesn't necessarily always go celebrated enough. So this slide is a summary of several of the accreditations, awards, and recognitions that we either achieved or re-achieved in 2024. I'll highlight a few of these. So hopefully, you know, we are a primary stroke center. We got re-accredited earlier this year for that distinction, really designating us as a high-quality facility to get care if you are having a stroke. Not on the slide, but hot off the press is that last week we got certified also as a primary heart attack center. So that was an expansion of our disease-specific certification for chest pain that we are now designated as a primary heart attack center. A lot of hard work by that team as the stroke certification. Shows hard work of that team to do the things that we can really promote to the public, that we are a facility to go to. If you think you're having a stroke and you're having a heart attack, you're going to get good care. I mentioned earlier at town halls about NAPBC, that designation of our breast cancer program here, which is stellar. That program, which is not just about the diagnosis of breast cancer, or the treatment of breast cancer, it's about also the aftercare for breast cancer. So what we do for breast cancer survivors here is recognized as part of this program. It took several years for us to gain this accreditation. We're one of only 4 facilities in the state that have NAPBC. So something to be really proud of. And then our last highlight, Birth Ready Plus. We talk about Birth Ready previous town halls. We're about to go through that designation again in the new year, really identifying us as a high-risk person center. We are the high-risk person center for LCMC. What we've done by getting this designation is really not only beef up our infrastructure around moms that are high risk to make sure that they are able to safely deliver here, but it's actually improved safety for delivery for all moms that come to Touro. A program that I'm really proud of, all of you that could be really proud of. And then I love this next slide. It's showing our journey to get a leapfrog safety grade of A. Very few things I'm real proud of since I've been in leadership here at Touro over the past 5 years. Back in late 2020, what was happening in 2020? Do y'all remember?
COVID.
Back in late 2020, we decided in the middle of COVID that we were not going to be happy with being a C hospital. And historically, we have been a C hospital. We have been grading hospitals for over 10 years. This is a nonprofit. Submitting for this grade is voluntary. We don't have to do this, but we do because this is publicly reported. Often served by patients and they're looking for places for healthcare. The data going back as far as I can see to 2016, Touro was a C hospital. We decided late in 2020 that we weren't happy with that, and we started a journey. And you'll see it took a couple of years on that journey. There was 37 different safety metrics, and it was not a simple thing to move the needle. You can see from the school itself that changes to a point make a big difference to it. And so we started that journey in spring of 22. We got ourselves to a B. And then finally, in 2023, we achieved it. This score gets updated every 6 months. And we've gone through 4 cycles now, 2 solid years of leapfrog safety data. Very few things I'm more proud of than that. I think all of you should be very proud of it. I'd like to have you give yourself around the floor. And you see the banner on the front of the hospital. If you search Touro safety grade on the web, you will see it come up as a big A. Only 30% of hospitals in this nation have A safety. And then lastly, just few recollections about this year of Connection, which has been a whole lot of fun. As you hopefully remember, we really celebrated connections that we have with each other, with our patients, and with our community. So as we go through the quarters, first quarter after we announced Year of Connection, we kicked off Walk with a Leader. So those of you that have never participated in Walk with a Leader, shame on you. You need to get your steps in. But we do that every month. That's a lot of fun. We had our first Connection event, which was a very soggy Mardi Gras Mambo. We are going to redo and rehab Mardi Gras Mambo this year. Hopefully there will be better weather for it than we had last year. Second quarter, we started T-shirt Fridays. You guys remember T-shirt Fridays? The Saints kind of derailed T-shirt Fridays for a while. But Friday. I'm happy to announce we will be bringing T-shirt Fridays back in the new year. The Saints are not making the playoffs, so football season will end relatively early. You don't have to look out for that. I'm really excited about that. Our Connection event in the spring was our campus beautification day. We had a great day out, picking up garbage, doing landscaping, doing painting around our campus to make Touro a little prettier, I would say. And then spring was also festival time, so we were out in the community with our nursing nest. We did first aid at French Quarter Festival, which is always a lot of fun. So really busy Connection quarter in the second quarter. As we move to third quarter, does everybody remember the Touro Bake Off? So we had a very successful first annual Great Touro Bake Off. We will be bringing it back for the new year. So start practicing. I will probably be cooking again. Start practicing all your recipes now. We took over Second Harvest Food Bank to package food for community members. That was a lot of fun in the third quarter as well. And then we are finishing up the fourth quarter. So just last week, we had a clothing drive as part of our holiday social. A lot of great donations there that are going to provide clothing for patients in inpatient rehab here, and also patients that we sometimes see in our emergency department have needed clothing for this part. We've had one of our most successful pumpkin decorating contests of memory. We had 19 departments decorate pumpkins. Really hard judging. There were a lot of really good ones this year. And then we rounded in costume for the first time in many, many years. That was also a lot of fun, wrapping up our year with that. And then I had a lot of fun this year out doing Connection videos. We did a total of 8 of those. I see one of my video mates here. We're not going to play it. A lot of fun being out. We will be re-kicking off a video series next year, time for our new theme, which we'll talk about in just a bit. One thing I want to do next year is get a little bit outside of the walls of Touro. So we spent most of our time in the hospital with our staff. And next year, we're going to be outside the walls of the hospital as well. So a lot of fun. Your Connection is really special to me. I appreciate all of your participation in those events that we had this year. To that end, looking at the year ahead. So I brought today just to talk a little bit about what I call Touro's annual plan. We normally would call this a business plan, but what this plan is really doing is looking at 2 things specifically. So the first is incorporating in part of our plan employee wellness. And that is not only because wellness is something that's really important to me as a physician, but also something we see and have seen in the engagement survey. And so a tenet of our annual plan is that we have wellness as a component of it, something that we keep top of mind for our staff. Just first and foremost, so this holiday season, we'll be kicking off a renovation of the back part of Cafe Touro into a wellness space. So you will see very early in the new year, the first of our two wellness spaces. One is indoors, one is going to be outdoors. That will be debuting, providing a space for you when and if you have downtime or lunch that you can go and get some alone time or some group time or whatever time you want. So really excited about that. And then the second component of the annual plan, one thing I know is there are a lot of things at Touro we do really well. And so when you look at everything on this plan, it's really looking at those things that we do well and leaning into it, saying that why reinvent the wheel here at Touro? Right now, I'm not looking to start brand new programs and brand new things that we've not done before, because there are so many things that we do well that if we lean into them, we can continue to better serve our community, really meet our mission. And that's what a lot of the things in this annual plan are talking about. So cancer care is one. So we are in the midst of a renovation that will install a new linear accelerator on the first floor in radiation oncology. That's a state-of-the-art piece of equipment that is going to provide additional treatment modalities for breast cancer, prostate cancer, and lung cancer. We are only a few weeks away from completion of that project. We should be doing our first treatments on that machine January 6th. Really exciting because it is going to be faster treatment for patients, opening up additional treatment opportunities for these conditions that we weren't able to do here. We're really excited about initiatives related to cancer care. Heart care, as I said, we are now a primary heart attack center. We're leaning into that. We have brought on two cardiologists who started in the past few months. We're expanding our cardiology clinic space in the St. Charles building to accommodate more patients there. We have a brand new doctor who specializes in advanced heart failure, something that we see a lot of here at Touro, and I know we can do a lot of great work. So a lot of excitement for me around heart care. Senior care has been something we've been focusing on for the past 5 years. We're going to continue to grow that program. We did open our senior care clinic across the street this year. We're going to expand programs, including Amazing Agers, to continue to capture that growing population in our community. And then I'll end with surgical services. Hopefully you've heard we're going to be renovating TASC, our ambulatory surgery center, in the new year. Over $7 million renovation of that area that's going to take it from having 3 operating rooms to having 6. So it's really going to expand the capacity. It's going to take over most of the lobby of that building. We'll be the only business entity on that first floor, and we'll finally be something shiny and new for us, which we haven't had for a few years now. The timeline for that renovation is to kick off at the end of the first quarter, about a 9-month project. We are not going to shut down operations at the center during that time. We're simply going to move different pieces of it as we do the renovation. The goal is to have it fully operational in January of 2026. So about a year from now, we should have a brand new space. I'm really excited about it. All right. 2025 theme. So the theme is something that's really important. The goal of this theme is really looking at what can continue to bring us together as a team. Year of Connection, I thought, did really well. I had a different idea for that year of connection. Jessica actually was the one that came up with that word. Same thing this year, where I had a lot of things in my head about what I thought and where I thought we could go with this theme. And frankly, this theme came about primarily from doing a lot of listening this year. And this word just came up a lot, not necessarily the word directly, but what I think the word means and why it really speaks to a lot of the things I heard this year, how it really can encompass a lot of the concerns, good, bad, and otherwise, that I heard this year from the staff. So excited to announce 2025 theme is the year of opportunity. All right. Now, why year of opportunity? So again, you may have heard it earlier in the presentation, but opportunities come up a lot this year as I talk to staff. And so as I look at year of opportunity, I see a lot of opportunity. So This includes opportunities for all of us or all of you to advance in your careers, because I hear a lot about that from staff. This is opportunities to continue to improve how we care for patients. I hear a lot of concern and always concern about that. And then opportunity that allows us to strengthen our connection, you see that word that I still like, with each other and also the Touro family, which includes our community. So year of opportunity, I see a lot of opportunity. The plan this year, we had connection events in 2024. In 2025, we're going to call them opportunity fairs every quarter. So we may have a fair that focuses on career opportunities. We're going to have a fair that focuses on self-care opportunities. So really tying into wellness, which is really important. Community involvement is going to be one of our opportunity fairs. And then finally, education, just because it's something I hear about from staff quite a bit and means different things. So education could be, I just want to know how to put an IB in better, to I want to get this advanced degree. So we're going to have opportunity fairs related to education to really highlight those opportunities and really promote that to you guys. So really excited by year of opportunity. We're going to kick this off right after the new year. I have a video I've already filmed. As I said, T-shirt Fridays will be coming back. I'll be out doing new video series related to this theme. And overall, I think I'm really looking at 2025 with a lot of optimism. So really excited there and hope all of you are as well. All right. So before we get to the fun stuff, not that what I've said so far hasn't been fun, but I want to open it up to questions. So this is your opportunity. Someone at the last town hall asked me how tall I was. That was a weird question, but I'll answer any question. And I'm 5'9", in case you're thinking. Who has a question?
How bad is the Virginia garage?
How bad being the damage? Yeah. Okay. So most of you probably saw driving by or walking by, we had a pretty significant accident in our Virginia garage last week. An elderly woman drove her vehicle into the wall on the second floor right above the entrance. She tried to bust all the way out. Didn't quite make it. She is fine. No one was injured in this accident. We did have to close the garage over the weekend. I'm happy to say the repairs are for the most part complete. We were able to reopen the garage on Monday, which was yesterday. You'll see scaffolding there because there's still a little bit of stabilization that needs to happen as concrete and other things are drying. But the structural engineer has certified everything is safe in there. That was just a freak accident. Unfortunately, her gas pedal got stuck. And so thankfully, again, no one was hurt. So. Yes.
Great. That the employee engagement scores are still really good. But what do you think led to the slight dip in the scores this year compared to last year?
Yeah, I think, well, one thing I will say is that a lot of the comments that we saw really told us that this was a two-tiered survey. This was a before the benefits change announcement and an after. So I know some of you in this room have complained for years about specific issues around benefits. So I think that was one thing that might have led to a dip that we've been, something I've been talking about all year, trying to get some changes in place. It took a while for all that to really be disseminated. And then finally, I think it's burnout, to be honest. I think that the burnout statistics in that survey are a reason that you might rate this as a place not as high to work as before. So we are looking at ways to combat burnout because those are the two things I think that led to the dip in my mind. I think both of them are addressable items. I don't see them as anything that is really negative to the culture of Touro. I think it's just indicative of the, you know, again, coming out of COVID, some things that are different that we need to look at. Thanks for the question. Yes.
We had talked about this the time frame on those elevators that have people on.
Yeah, so we have two elevators. I think it's let's see, 8 and 9.
Yeah, it's like 8 or 9, 9, 11, they've been out. They need to complete in total. So we're trying to target for the beginning of the year, they have to be completely replaced. That's been the struggle. We cannot sort, I mean, some of our elevators are just older where you can't source parts, or we can't fabricate parts. So we've gotten a proposal and a cost, and we're trying to work on a timing, but it'll be a complete replacement of the elevators.
That's really a prioritization issue with an older building like this. Those elevators are absolutely. Something I've learned as a CEO for 1 year, how much repairs are needed, but these are hundreds of thousands of dollars of cost to replace these elevators. And it's really just prioritizing, quick fix things in our hospital, but it is in the plans for 2025. But that's why we stopped. As I was being asked about it last year, but I'm not going to give you a elevator. But we're on 2025. All right, so who has a tacky sweater on besides me? Does you know anybody? Oh, we have a question. Oh, I'm gonna question. Well, that's the first time hearing it. However,
Medical plaza,
this is leak in the medical plaza garage. That leak is rusting.
The whole garage leaks. I got residue all over it.
No, I wouldn't mind. All right, do I have to stick out tacky sweaters myself?
I have to keep it.
Sweaters on. Sweaters on.
Model of sweaters.
All right, so we are naming our tacky sweater winner. I'm not defining what tacky sweater winner should be. That's all up to you guys. We're gonna do this by a round of applause. So first and foremost, tacky sweater. All right, number 2, tacky sweater. All right, number 3, tacky sweater. All right, we have a clear winner, Miss. Congratulations. All right, thank you, ladies. Oh.
We gotta take a picture.
I'm not in charge here, really.
Got a bunch. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
On dates.
All right. We have a game. As you know, my coaching assistant, who is also the rules maker, all game now clear. She is very strict. She will disqualify you.
Oh, no.
So you're playing a holiday trivia game. That is a musical game. So we're gonna go by quadrants. And we're gonna ask you to raise your hand if you want to answer the question. What we're gonna do is play the lyrics of a holiday song, and we're gonna cut it off. And we're gonna ask you to sing the next line of this holiday.
You're calling.
You must sing your answer.
Guys, come on.
You must be at least 80% correct in the lyric. If you're yelled out the lyrics, you are disqualified. We are giving away.
She is a singer.
Yeah.
I believe emphasize.
I think there's a new Lion King movie coming out this weekend. All right. So we're actually going to use a microphone today. Hallelujah. I can't wait. All right, we are starting with group one. So remember, she's going to play a snippet of a song and we're going to pause it. You're going to raise your hand. Do not scream it out. I will give you the microphone. All right.
Started. First up, it's Santa Tell Me.
Santa, tell me if you're really there.
I know how it goes. Just say that.
What's the worst thing?
Come on, Janine. No, you didn't. Come on, let's go. Just say them. You were all gonna plug your ears. Nobody, all plug your ears. Let's go. No, I can't. I don't know anything.
All right.
Don't
Go on.
let me fall in love again if you won't be here.
Here. All right, get ready.
Finish the lyrics.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
All right, we have some.
Go.
Everywhere you go.
That one.
Do you
All right, remember, raise your hand. Group number 3.
know the lyrics to Sleigh Ride?
Just see those sleigh bells jingling, ring, tingle, tingling too.
It's lovely weather for us. Stay right together with you.
Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Finish the lyrics to the song.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
This is such a classic.
Brad.
Brad. Brad.
Come on. Yes.
Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring.
All right, you guys have to redo.
Finish the lyrics.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart.
Wait.
You gave it away. Got it.
But the very next day, you gave it away.
All right, group 2.
Are you enjoying this video? Let us know with a thumbs up. Woohoo! It's mistletoe.
I should be playing in the winter snow, but I'ma be under the mistletoe.
I know you do.
You, shawty, with you, shawty.
Finish the lyrics.
Yes, girl.
Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop.
Listen to how where you can see every color. Oh, tries to stop.
Mistletoe hung where you can see
over there. I know that.
You better watch out, you better not cry.
Yeah, that works.
Better not cry, I'm telling you why.
Finish
All right,
the
we're back to group
lyrics to
1.
the song.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
But the heart is so much.
But the fire is so delightful.
All right, you guys, here we go.
Finish the lyrics.
From the bottom of my heart.
All right.
For more great quizzes and games, subscribe to our channel, The Quiz Show. We promise fun.
Here we go.
Finish the lyrics.
Time for love and time for cheer.
Finish the lyrics.
Oh, I do.
I think it's over here.
Finish the lyrics to this hit.
Been an awful good girl. So baby, and hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight.
Finish the lyrics to the song.
This is the one we gotta skip, this one. Michael Bublé doesn't have a voice, at least for this. All right.
Driving home for Christmas.
I'll be honest, I've never.
Don't know who that is.
Oh, I can't wait to see those faces.
Finish the lyrics.
Was a jolly, happy soul with a corncob pipe.
I literally just with a bunch of butt nose and 2 eyes made out of coal.
And a button nose and 2 eyes made out of coal.
Guys.
Finish the lyrics.
And around.
With the kids jingle belling and everyone telling. Cheer, it's the most wonderful time.
Felonies.
Finish the lyrics to the song.
So mommy kids sing.
Underneath the mistletoe last night.
Underneath the mistletoe last night.
All right, 5 more to go here.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
I know.
Let your heart
Very close, very nice.
lie.
All right.
Finish the lyrics.
Out of all the reindeers, you know you're the mastermind. Run, run, Rudolph. Randolph ain't too far behind.
Finish the lyrics.
Oh, the mistletoe is hung where you can see.
Somebody wait for you. Someone's for you.
Somebody waits for you. Kiss her once for me.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know. I've heard it. It's George Michael right there. I didn't even
Finish the lyrics to this hit.
Here we go. On Christmas Day.
Alone on Christmas Day.
All right, last one.
It's a fog.
That glitter face that says.
I don't know any.
Thank you for watching the video.
That ended on a tough note. All right. I want to wish all of you a happy holiday. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year.
I can hear.